There are 3 different ways to socialize dogs. There's on-leash socialization, there's off-leash socialization but not playing, and then there's playtime off-leash. So you'll always want to use space to your advantage too here.
Right.
So make sure you're using space appropriately as well. Meaning, you know that the less space that they have, the more tension is possible to happen. On-leash socialization is teaching dogs how to be in the presence of other dogs and still be calm and listen to our instructions. But see how he's not looking at him at all.
He's not even.
He's
he doesn't even
right.
care.
Yeah, good. Well, he cares. It's just he's showing respect to that dog,
Okay.
which is a good sign that he had picked up on his social cue.
Yeah. Okay.
Meaning, because I know, like you said, like Gunnar like lacks in that department.
Right.
He's a little awkward, socially awkward. But this is how we get him to try and figure things out a little bit better, a little bit faster. When we put him in front of different kinds of dogs, that he has more time to read, because when they're off leash, they don't have maybe seconds before they're in each other's faces to read each other. But when you do it on leash like this, we gave Gunnar however many minutes Buddha has been out here for him to read him better. So that's why he started looking away, looking up at you. Sniffing, he's sniffing the air. He's using more common sense rather than just using his eyes and being a scaredy cat.
Right.
He's actually sniffing to figure him out better.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So sometimes it takes, some dogs need a little more time to figure that out. Not that like we told him to do that, that just happens naturally. Off leash without play. Sometimes dogs aren't into playing, like an older dog. That's okay. Owners learn to recognize when another dog is not interested in play and how to keep their dog from being a pest. Dogs should learn how not to play also. These next videos show us using the e-collar to interrupt the young dog from engaging too much for too long with dogs that don't want to play with him. When they get too engaged, the tension can explode. So you want to make sure you put that fuse out before it ignites, okay? That's what dog socialization is all about. Watching for fuses. Now he probably wouldn't like it, so you would call him off of her.
Okay.
Right? You would say, no,
Nope.
Gunnar, come.
Gunnar, nope.
Just like that.
Right. He'll do that thing with big dogs too. He'll start to like lift his lip. He doesn't like another big dog coming over top of him. Yeah. Now the dog is actually sniffing
There you go.
and moving away all on his own without the assistance of our e-collar. And that's how we know he is learning what we're asking him to do here. Here we go again. He moves away all on his own.
Good.
Now the older dog is actually becoming interested in him because she doesn't feel so overwhelmed by his approach. So yeah, the 60-90 sniffing, perfect.
Yeah.
As soon as they get a little close to the face, just call them off.
Okay.
Yeah. Now watch what happens when we don't press the e-collar in time and the Chihuahua has to correct the dog.
Like a brute. Nope.
The Chihuahua corrected the young dog for getting in his face, just like an e-collar does. But leaving it up to the dogs to correct each other can obviously result in a fight. Okay, that's fine, but now settle down. Don't take it any farther than that.
I've never. Nope. I've never seen him wag his tail with a dog. Gunnar, nope.
When owners are giving affection during socialization, you have to watch for the competition that happens between the dogs and correct for anything inappropriate. But she turns into this, ooh, pet me,
Right.
I'm the princess. Cause him to act a certain way, you'd have to just discontinue giving the other dog affection or correct Gunnar.
Gunnar.
There you go.
Off-leash play. Always supervise play. If dogs are playful with each other, that's great. You can allow the dogs to approach less cautiously and be more rough with each other, but you still have to monitor the roughness. The next videos show the pup introduced to a more playful dog. Although we allow them to run and fumble, the owners are still watching for anyone getting bullied or needing a break. It's normal for dogs to scan the perimeter of a new environment they just entered, so in the beginning, we let the black dog sniff around before letting the pup approach her. We're just telling him to give her space until she's ready to play.
There we go. Now we want to play.
We call the dogs back into the open area and keep them out of the enclosed and tight spaces like up on the deck to make sure that they don't feel too trapped amongst each other. Equal play is what we're watching here, but there's still supervision to where we make sure it doesn't go any farther, right?
Okay.
Excitement's always a precursor to a fight, make sure no one gets offended by anything.
Right.
Because they're still brand new friends here.
It's also because he's a girl.
Every few minutes, we have the dogs take breaks in between playtime to prevent the adrenaline from escalating too much and to teach them how to have an off switch during play. It's very contextual. There's no black and white. Like, you know, it's again, Harley's a super social, playful dog, but she can't be off leash with Maui, but Maui could be off leash with Gunner. You know what I mean? So the combination always changes from dog to where you are, to the people that are around, to the owners that walk them in, what happened before it, all of it matters.
Ooh, the tail wagging. Ooh, that's a slam on the ground. Yep, now I'm done. Good. Oh, that's perfect.